Abracadabra makes Stuart MacDonald appear. Stuart, from the class of 1982, is being recognized for his accomplishments in the fine arts. This young man started his world-renowned career with a hocus-pocus magic kit he received as a gift while he was still in grade school. His love of magic, unending determination, creativity, and strong communication skills have propelled him into the top 10% of all magicians in the world. This was not a quick nor easy journey and required the support of many mentors and especially his partner and wife, Lori Richardson MacDonald, and a lot of sacrifices along the way. As a senior in high school, he won the Society of American Magicians National Competition, and in 1985 he qualified for the World Championship of Magic in Madrid, Spain. Soon after, Stuart signed a contract to perform as a magician in the college market. That turned into a 10-year gig of the Stuart and Lori Magic Show, where they played to over 1,000 colleges. When they settled back in Adrian, Stuart started his own business and shared his movie-making and marketing skills with numerous groups and organizations. He immersed himself into the community and shared his enthusiasm and creativity at the Croswell Opera House, the Adrian Area Chamber, and with a successful multi-million-dollar bond issue for Adrian Public Schools that provided major updating projects around the district. He also created one of Michigan's most popular seasonal events, The Haunting. Stuart obtained a theater degree from Adrian College in 2011 and was an adjunct professor at the college. His next major stop found him at Whirlpool Corporation as senior training analyst. The skills he developed there changed his life. As a training and development specialist, he learned about building teams, project management, and importantly, lean and continuous improvement, knowledge he then applied to his first passion, magic. He subsequently developed and honed magic acts that won award after award and led to his world tour. Stuart was a 5-time award winner at the Society of American Magicians International Brotherhood of Magicians at its 2017 annual competition. Later that year, he was on the Penn and Teller Fool Us TV show with the famous duo unable to figure out how he did his mirror illusion. In 2018, he placed the highest of any American in history at the World Championship of Magic in South Korea. In 2021, he won the North American Championships of Magic, and he represented the United States at the World Championships. This winter, he was one of the stars on the hit TV show Masters of Illusion on the CW TV network. Stuart is in the Hall of Fame of Magic and the American Museum of Magic for sleight of hand. One of his nominators stated, "It is not just about being a magician where he excels. Stuart is a strong businessman with a full marketing and sales effort as he sells his magic across the world, thus communicating through different languages on every continent. He is an inventor and engineer in order to design props that travel easily and make the magic happen. Stuart is an artist and actor as he creates the beautiful props and develops the storyline. His act is pure theater, character-driven, and storytelling. Stuart's mirror act is set entirely to music, so no matter the language, Stuart's act communicates perfectly." These accomplishments in the world of magic have opened many doors and opportunities for Stuart around the globe. But Stuart is not one who takes without giving. As his fame has spread, he continuously finds ways to share. He is a teacher and always perfecting his skills. He gives lectures on how to use the lean and continuous principles in his magic. He records YouTube and Facebook videos that he publicly shares to demonstrate his improvement process and constant pursuit of perfection. He is encouraging and mentor to many others who want to follow in his footsteps. The story of Stuart's journey from a childhood dream to reality is an inspiration to anyone with an idea and a desire to reach a goal. Stuart and his wife, Lori Richardson MacDonald, also from the class of 1982, currently reside in Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Just gonna savor this moment. I have written nothing, but I have so many interesting stories that I want to tell. First of all, I am deeply connected to all of the outstanding alumni except for Mr. Brown. But Tom MacNaughton and John MacNaughton have been mentors of mine since I was a kid. And to this day, they still are mentors. Heather Yerrick. Interesting story about Heather. I decided to create this one act, this mirror act that has gotten me, on television and all over traveling all over the world with it. And after I appeared on the Penn and Teller show, Tobin Oast said, "You got to call Heather Yerrick. Maybe she's got some ideas for you. She's really good connection." So I said, "Okay." So I give her a call and I said, "Well, what did you think?" And she goes, "Your top hat is the wrong color." And we labored so hard on that gray top hat. And she also said that it's also the wrong era. So we had a lot more work to do. It's like we won the award. It's like there's nothing left to do. It's like, oh no, there's a lot left to do. So she said, "I want to help you make your top hat." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." So she said, "You got to have a Victorian hat." I bought it, and she said, "Send it to me." So I sent it to her, and we were talking about the color, and she said, "Well, the color, why is it gray?" And I said, "Well, because it shows up better on a black background on stage." And she said, "Have you ever thought of pony?" And I'm like, "Pony? Why? Or beaver or something like that." But she said pony, and I go, "No, I never thought about pony." She said, "Well, I have some remnants left over." And I go, "Okay, great." So she starts covering the hat with this black pony, from a dead pony apparently. And and she said, "It's from Hamilton's coat. It's remnants left over." And I said, "Say again?" "Yeah, from Hamilton's coat." So I have a top hat that is part of theater history from Hamilton's coat. And I tell people that at the end of my show, "This is from Hamilton's coat." And they look at me like I'm crazy, but I know. Another story, there was a picture that you saw of her with a young gentleman, Tobin Oast. When I decided to make this illusion, I called Tobin. Now, I didn't know Tobin. I actually found him on the internet, and I wrote to him on Facebook, and he called me 10 minutes later, and he says, "I want to help you out." And I go, "What?" "Yeah, I want to help you out. And if you make it to the World Championships, I'm going to travel with you to Korea." I go, "What?" This is a guy who is a Tony-nominated, like designer for Broadway. And I'm like, "I can't afford you." And he goes, "No problem." He said, "I'm paying it back." And he said, "When I went to elementary school, you brought me up on stage, and you did the cut and restored rope trick with me. You introduced me to theater." And yeah, so Tobin Oast and Heather Yerrick, thank you for helping me out. And the other connection too, he's from Adrian High School and Heather's from Adrian High School. And the other connection is when I grew up at this school, there was a little class called Creative Man. And that's where I met my wife, Lori. And in this was a teacher. Her name was Alice Mott. And Alice Mott produced Broadway-level shows out of high school students. I mean, we used the Croswell Opera House, and it was an amazing journey. So when I decided to do this mirror illusion, again, I was like, I'll call Alice, see if she'll help me out. And she did. For 7 years, she just grilled me on this act, telling me how awful it is and how terrible it is, and you need to really start digging. And I did. I listened to her. She's still teaching me to this very day. And we And there was a point where she said, I have no more questions. You've answered them all. So that was like my theater graduation moment from Alice Mott all these years later. But I guess my thing to tell you is that these young people here, Tom MacNaughton is a great, great guy. And you will also have teachers like Alice Mott that will influence you, but they're going to be connected to you, believe it or not, your entire life. And if you ever have questions, they would love to hear from you, especially when you get older. Even if you're born in the 1900s, it's okay. So thank you very much for the honor. I really appreciate it. Thank you. What's that?